After more than 2 centuries of searching, digging, diving, and debating, the legendary treasure of Oak Island has reportedly been found. According to the History Channel, this time it is not just another clue or artifact. It is the real treasure that treasure hunters, historians, and countless fans have been chasing for generations. This discovery could mean the end of one of North America's most famous and mysterious treasure hunts. But to understand why this is such a big deal, we have to look back at how it all began, what was uncovered, and why it matters so much. Oak Island is a small piece of land off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada. It's only about 140 acres in size, shaped like a peanut, and surrounded by rocky shores and tidal flats. Despite its small size, it has been the setting for one of the longest-running treasure mysteries in the world. The story started in 1795, when a teenager named Daniel McGuinness noticed a strange dip in the ground while exploring the island. He and his friends began digging and soon found layers of wooden logs carefully placed at regular intervals. This convinced them that someone had deliberately built something deep underground, possibly to hide something valuable. The spot became known as the Money Pit, and over the next 200 years, people from around the world tried to reach whatever lay at the bottom. Many lost their fortunes during the search, and 6 people lost their lives in accidents linked to the hunt. There is even a local legend claiming that a 7th person must die before the treasure will be found. The mystery grew with every attempt to dig deeper. Searchers hit more wooden platforms, triggered hidden flood tunnels that quickly filled the pit with water, and found strange stones carved with mysterious messages. One stone was said to have an inscription reading, 40 feet below, £2 million are buried. Theories about what might be hidden there range from pirate gold belonging to Captain Kidd or Blackbeard, to the missing jewels of Marie Antoinette, to even wilder possibilities such as treasures of the Knights Templar, Shakespeare's original manuscripts, or holy relics like the Ark of the Covenant. In the 20th century, the hunt became more intense. Professional engineers and large machines were brought in. In the 1960s, treasure hunter Robert Dunfield used massive equipment to dig over 100 feet down, uncovering signs of advanced underground construction, tunnels, flood traps, and fragments of metal and wood, but no treasure. Another determined treasure hunter, Dan Blankenship, devoted his life to the search, even living on the island for decades. The story gained worldwide attention in 2014 when the History Channel launched The Curse of Oak Island. Brothers Rick and Marty Lagina led a team of experts that included archaeologists, geophysicists, engineers, and historians. Using modern technology such as ground-penetrating radar, GPR, and LiDAR scanning, they were able to map underground structures and detect man-made tunnels without having to dig first. Sonar and seismic scans revealed massive geometric voids beneath the surface, some as tall as 20 feet, suggesting large chambers possibly containing metal. Core drilling provided samples of ancient coconut fiber, parchment, bone fragments, and metal pieces, showing that people had been working underground long before the island's official discovery. Carbon dating on some wooden samples suggested activity on Oak Island in the late 1600s or early 1700s. One of the most convincing clues came from water and soil testing by geoscientist Dr. Ian Spooner. His analysis revealed unusually high levels of gold and silver in a section of the island known as the Garden Shaft area. The concentrations were so extreme that he publicly stated they were not naturally occurring, implying that there really could be large amounts of precious metals hidden underground. Now, the History Channel claims that the treasure has been located, potentially solving the 200-year mystery at last. What exactly has been found remains to be fully revealed, but if true, it would mark the end of one of the most famous treasure hunts in history, and confirm that Oak Island's secrets were real all along. Do you want me to now rewrite this in a more dramatic storytelling style to match the tone of a mystery or documentary narration? That could make it more gripping for readers. In other words, it became clear that someone had buried something valuable there long ago. All of the methods the team used, scanning, drilling, dating, and sampling, combined to reveal a clear story. This was not a natural sinkhole. Beneath the surface were man-made chambers, tunnels, and wooden structures, possibly even traps designed to keep intruders away. Most importantly, there were traces of gold and silver exactly where the most popular theories had predicted they would be. The deeper the team explored, both physically and in their research, the more evidence they uncovered. The journey wasn't smooth. The team faced repeated challenges such as equipment breaking down, bad weather delaying operations, and strict permit and government regulations slowing their progress. There was always the fear that all the effort and expense might lead to nothing, that perhaps the treasure was nothing more than a legend, or worse, a trick created by earlier diggers to keep people searching. But in late 2024, everything changed. Multiple core samples taken from a site the team named Chamber X didn't just reveal traces of metals. They contained pieces of actual solid metal. The team decided not to rush to the public with the news. Instead, they carried out further testing, sent samples to outside laboratories, and consulted independent experts. When all the results confirmed the findings, the History Channel finally made the announcement. They had located the treasure vault. Although the footage of the moment was saved for the current season of the show, people close to the project confirmed that what had been discovered was far more than a few coins or a single gold object. It was a sealed structure, clearly ancient and intentionally hidden. Inside it were gold, silver, and unusual metal alloys not found naturally in the region. These alloys appeared to be similar to those used in ceremonial or religious objects centuries ago. Naturally, this has sparked questions all over the world. People want to know exactly what was inside the vault. Was it purely gold and silver? Was it a collection of sacred relics? Could it be linked to the Knights Templar or other secretive groups? Or was it something even stranger? The discovery itself took place deep under the famous money pit, inside the chamber now known as Chamber X. This hidden space was first suspected after scans and core samples detected metal signatures that did not occur naturally. When the excavation team finally broke through the last layers of rock and earth, they uncovered a vault-like space reinforced with ancient wood and metal. Inside, they found large amounts of gold and silver objects, coins, chains, and detailed decorative pieces. But these were only part of the story. Among the most important finds was a beautifully carved cross made from a rare combination of gold, silver, and an unidentified metal. Experts believe it could be linked to medieval Christian orders, possibly the Knights Templar. There were also objects of even greater historical interest, a set of scrolls and parchments sealed inside a lead container. These fragile documents were written in several languages, including Latin and Old French, and some were written in coded scripts that could take years to fully decode. Early study suggests that these writings might include detailed maps and instructions for building the island's complex flood tunnel system. And the treasure didn't end with historical artifacts. There was more waiting to be revealed. The team also discovered signs that the people who built Chamber X had engineering knowledge far more advanced than what anyone would expect from the 1700s. Inside the chamber, there were stone and metal mechanisms that looked like they had been part of a complex locking system or a trap meant to protect the treasure. Some pieces resembled gears and valves, which could explain the mysterious flooding traps that have frustrated treasure hunters for centuries. Another shocking find was human remains carefully placed in small spaces along the chamber walls. Early testing showed that these bones were several hundred years old, possibly belonging to the original builders or guardians of the treasure. The careful positioning of the bones suggests a ritual or protective purpose, which has fueled more speculation about secret societies safeguarding their treasure. Carvings on the walls and designs on some of the artifacts matched Masonic symbols, compasses, squares, and geometric patterns. This discovery has reignited old debates about whether Oak Island was once a hiding place for the Freemasons or even the Knights Templar. Adding to the mystery, the team found items that looked surprisingly modern. This has led to the theory that the island may have been used multiple times over the centuries by different groups. Among these were small metal tools and pieces of fabric that did not match the time period of the original 1700s treasure legends. One of the most discussed finds was a small chest bound with iron strips and sealed with a strange lock. Inside, they found dozens of gold coins, some marked with dates and symbols from the early 1600s. These coins could change what historians know about trade routes and contact between Europe and North America before official colonization. Rick Lagina, one of the lead treasure hunters from the History Channel series, said opening the vault was a mix of disbelief, awe, and overwhelming excitement. His brother Marty Lagina added that it was even more incredible than we ever imagined. Dr. Ian Spooner, the geochemist who analyzed the samples, said, "The complexity and craftsmanship here are beyond anything we expected. Whoever built this knew exactly what they were doing. This was made to last and to only be found by those worthy." Craig Tester, the team's engineering expert, said the discovery changes everything historians thought they knew about early North American history, especially in terms of technology and cultural connections. Since the announcement, historians, archaeologists, and conservation experts have been working non-stop to document and preserve the artifacts. Because the treasure chamber was underwater and buried in mud for hundreds of years, many items are fragile and need careful restoration. The exact origins and purpose of the treasure are still unknown. Was it loot hidden by pirates? Religious relics smuggled across the ocean? Or a secret hoard belonging to an ancient brotherhood? Only more research, and decoding the mysterious scrolls, will reveal the truth. What is clear is that Oak Island's legend has finally become real, with solid proof that something extraordinary was buried there. Now, the world is watching this small island off Nova Scotia more closely than ever. The discovery also raises another question. How did a reality TV show become the stage for such an important find? When people imagine treasure hunting, they might picture rugged adventurers with shovels and metal detectors. But with Oak Island, the History Channel completely changed the game. Before The Curse of Oak Island aired in 2014, the treasure hunt was mostly known to dedicated treasure hunters, local historians, and a few curious fans. Books, documentaries, and rumors existed, but the TV show brought the mystery to millions of viewers around the world. Rick and Marty Lagina were not professional scientists or archaeologists. They were two brothers from Michigan with a deep interest in history and a personal connection to Oak Island. Their passion was infectious, but the real turning point came from the expert team they built: geologists, engineers, historians, and scientists who brought modern technology and methods to the search. The History Channel gave more than just TV coverage. It provided the funding, resources, and logistical help needed for the expensive and complex work of excavation. Without that support, many of the biggest breakthroughs may never have happened. Balancing television entertainment with serious science wasn't always easy. The show had to keep audiences hooked with suspense and drama while also respecting the slow and careful pace of real archaeological work. Some critics felt the show sometimes stretched out discoveries for dramatic effect or didn't fully show the dead ends. Behind the scenes, some experts felt pressure to create good TV moments, which occasionally conflicted with the methodical nature of the research. Despite this, The Curse of Oak Island created a global community of fans and amateur historians. People from all over the world discussed theories, shared research, and even traveled to Nova Scotia to see the island for themselves. The increased interest boosted local tourism and transformed the once quiet area into a busy destination. When the History Channel officially confirmed the treasure discovery in 2025, it released exclusive footage, expert interviews, and lab results, giving the news credibility and impact. By working closely with scientists and historians, the network helped turn what could have been dismissed as another exaggerated TV story into one of the most exciting historical finds in recent years. The press release explained that the network was dedicated to bringing history to life through real discoveries. It also suggested that future shows would focus on studying the treasure, keeping it safe, and understanding its importance in history. After this announcement, the channel's ratings shot up, and it became the top source for this kind of investigative history. The discovery also started a bigger conversation about how media companies should handle historical finds and the need to protect scientific accuracy in entertainment. In many ways, the History Channel did more than just film the treasure hunt. They made it possible. Without their money, time, and commitment to filming Oak Island for years, the advanced technology and expert team needed to finally solve the mystery might never have come together. Now that the treasure has been found, people are asking what it really means for history. The gold and valuable items are impressive, but the real importance lies in what these objects might reveal about early explorers, secret societies, and the beginnings of settlements in North America. For hundreds of years, Oak Island's story was full of rumors and wild theories. but the items now being uncovered could change what we thought we knew about history. One of the most exciting and controversial ideas is that there could be a link to the Knights Templar, a famous medieval Christian military group. The designs and symbols found in the vault are very similar to Masonic symbols, which has made historians curious. The Knights Templar were officially disbanded in the early 1300s, but many legends say they escaped with treasures and holy relics, possibly traveling to the New World long before Columbus or other recorded explorers. If this is true, Oak Island might have been a secret safe place to hide wealth and knowledge during dangerous times in Europe. Some of the coins and documents found may date back to the early 1600s, which is before many known settlements were established in North America. If confirmed, this could challenge our current understanding of European travel, trade routes, and colonization. It might even mean there were hidden voyages that history forgot, and that some treasures were hidden to keep them safe from political events like revolutions in Europe. Religious items such as crosses, scrolls, and carved symbols raise more questions. They could mean that religious groups were active in North America earlier than we thought, possibly in secret missions. The complex tunnels and flood traps on Oak Island also show a level of skill and engineering that seems more advanced than what 18th century settlers could do. This suggests the builders had great resources and knowledge, creating a vault that was nearly impossible to open. The presence of Masonic symbols also supports the idea that Oak Island might have been connected to the Freemasons, a group often linked to secret knowledge and hidden treasures. If they were involved, they may have been protecting important messages or artifacts. These discoveries are expected to encourage historians and researchers to look again at old maps, documents, and ship logs for new clues. Governments and universities may also start new projects to study where the artifacts came from and what they mean. However, such an important find also raises the issue of who owns it. Oak Island is in Canadian territory, so the Nova Scotia government wants to preserve it as part of the country's heritage. But private investors and families of earlier treasure hunters may also claim a right to it. Figuring out ownership could turn into a long and complicated process. The discovery shows that history is never truly settled. Oak Island is proof that there are still hidden stories, both literally underground and in the past, that can change what we think we know. But with such a sensational find, it's natural that some people are skeptical. Oak Island has a long history of failed hunts, so not everyone is ready to fully believe the History Channel's announcement right away. Some historians warn against jumping to big conclusions so soon. They say that while the artifacts and metals are interesting, we need thorough research and peer-reviewed studies before we rewrite history. The scrolls and carvings could take decades to fully understand, and it's possible some might be forgeries or misunderstood. Others point out that the Lagina brothers and their team have spent years and millions of dollars searching, so there could be a risk of seeing what they want to see because of emotional and financial investment. Some archaeologists even question if the island's complicated flooding system was man-made at all, suggesting it might be a natural feature. There are also concerns that because the discovery was part of a reality TV show, the story could be shaped to make it more dramatic, with some details exaggerated or left out. Another possibility is that the treasure is not linked to holy relics or secret societies at all, but instead could be loot from pirates or smugglers. That would still make it historically valuable, but it would tell a very different story. There are also more imaginative theories, like claims that the treasure is hiding government secrets, alien artifacts, or lost ancient technology. These ideas are entertaining but have no solid proof. Even so, many experts agree the find is important and worth studying. Even if it's not exactly what legends promised, it proves something valuable was hidden on Oak Island, and that alone makes it historic. The items will now go through careful preservation and detailed study, which will either support the current theories or lead to completely new ones. The History Channel has allowed outside experts to review the findings, showing that they want to maintain scientific honesty. This openness helps build trust and sets a good example for future media-led archaeological work. Over the years, Oak Island has become more than just a location. It's part of popular culture. The mystery has inspired countless books, documentaries, podcasts, online forums, and fan theories from all over the world. It has turned into a symbol of determination, curiosity, and the belief that some mysteries are worth chasing for a lifetime. The idea of hidden treasure mixed with clues about secret societies and forgotten knowledge touches something deep within us. The hope that something extraordinary is waiting just out of reach. For Nova Scotia, Oak Island has become both a cultural treasure and an economic boost. Tourism has grown rapidly, with visitors coming not only to see the sights but to feel like they are part of a living legend. The island has also brought Canadian maritime history into the spotlight for people all around the world. In many ways, Oak Island's long-running mystery has followed the path of a classic hero's journey. Ordinary people have felt an irresistible pull to uncover the truth, faced one setback after another, kept searching despite doubts, and eventually found something far greater than they expected. Whether someone is interested in the treasure, the history, or the drama, Oak Island has offered all three in abundance. Now, after centuries of speculation, countless expeditions, and years of skepticism, the treasure is no longer just a story told around campfires. The History Channel's confirmation has turned this centuries-old legend into something real and tangible. An exciting discovery that is already reshaping history. This isn't just about finding gold and silver. It's about unearthing a time capsule that holds clues to early explorers, secret societies, and long-forgotten moments from the past. It challenges what we thought we knew about who came to North America, when they arrived, and the level of skill and secrecy they possessed. The adventure isn't over, though. In many ways, it feels like this is just the beginning. The hard work of preserving the artifacts, studying them, and uncovering the truth behind them will take years, maybe even decades. Experts will need to decode scrolls, analyze materials, and piece together the larger story of why this vault was built and what it was meant to protect. It's likely that Oak Island will now be preserved as a heritage site, drawing historians, archaeologists, and curious travelers from across the globe. The story is a powerful example of what can happen when determination, curiosity, and modern science are combined with age-old legends. At the same time, it's also a reminder of the challenges of treasure hunting. For generations, such searches have brought moments of excitement, but also disappointment, environmental harm, and legal disputes. How this discovery is cared for will set the tone for similar explorations in the future. And who's to say that this is the final chapter? The intricate tunnels, flooding traps, and hidden chambers suggest that there could still be more secrets buried beneath the island. Oak Island has captured people's imaginations in a way few stories ever have, proving that the greatest treasures are sometimes not just the gold or jewels, but the stories, the mysteries, and the feeling of discovery itself. Whether you're a loyal follower of the Lagina brothers, a cautious skeptic, or simply someone who loves a thrilling adventure, Oak Island's story will continue to unfold, and we all get to witness it.